Welcome to Lesson 10 on synthesizing. In Lesson 9, we covered synthesizing. That was the first lesson, and this is the second lesson. And I was delighted to dive into Lesson 9. Synthesizing, what is it? Just as a refresher. To synthesize is to combine things together in order to produce something. Where that something is a solution, it's a hypothesis. It's a position of a particular issue. It's an argument. In this particular lesson, we're going to continue on this topic. I believe once again you're going to really enjoy this because I'm going to show you something that happens in the workplace every day around the world. So once again, step 1 is keyboarding. Step 2 we've covered is gathering. Step 3 is comprehending. We did step 4 on evaluating, and now we're on step 5 of the 21st century technology skills staircase, and that's synthesizing. The objective of this particular lesson is to learn how to teach students to synthesize information using the decision tree method. Okay, I know that seems kind of dry. The decision tree method, what is that? Okay, you're going to love this. This particular method is powerful. Whether it's lawyers in the law room, whether it's medical doctors presenting at a seminar, whether it's project managers who are bidding on a new multi-million-dollar project, or whether it's presidents who, before they became a president, as a presidential candidate, needed to convince an audience on a particular topic. This decision tree method is powerful. Step 1, create a clear problem statement. Step 2, identify 3 solutions and give the positive and negatives of each. And then step 3, select the best solution. As an instructor and someone who is currently in the workplace, the decision tree method is so powerful for this one reason. If you're a person and you're presenting a position on a particular issue, and you just throw it out there, almost invariably there's someone in the room who's going to oppose it. And it happens all the time. But what if that opponent who is opposing your statement was able to take the journey with you of how you got to your position or your statement or your solution and call to action? The decision tree does that. It allows for a student to present something to the class, to the audience, and bring the audience with them on the journey that they took to arrive at that solution. The reason it's so effective is because as the audience is listening, many times in the presentation, they see one of the alternatives that they themselves agree with. And they hear why the student who's presenting doesn't agree with it. But they see that that person's done their research. And so this particular process really helps present a synthesized solution in a way that considers the alternatives. Okay, so this is the graphical construct. At the top there's a long rectangular box. Help the students, and you can go ahead and print this out, hand it out to your students, but help the student first find what is the problem and put that in a statement, a very clear statement. A question. Make it a question. You might spend as much as 20, maybe even 30 full minutes if you're giving this lesson to your class, helping them find the right question. Like for instance, let's just pick a topic. Traffic in Los Angeles. Okay, so that's the topic. So then what's the problem? Okay, well some will say, well, it's creating too much smog. Others will say, you can't get anywhere without spending hours on the freeway. Okay, there's going to be a lot of things on this topic, but you have to get a specific question. What's the problem? Well, the problem may be the traffic in LA causes too much stress. Why? Okay, maybe that's the question. Let's even refine it. Why does driving far cause too much stress? Okay, well, you iterate on that. It's like, no, that's not the question. Why is living in LA stressful? Okay, great. So you've migrated from just traffic to a broader topic, and you realize, you know what? Stress is the real thing we want to focus on. It's not the traffic. It's let's reduce stress. Okay, well then let's refine it even more. How can stress be reduced while living in the Los Angeles area? Okay, we've got a question that directs our efforts at this point in time. I can't underestimate the value of working with your class to come up with the right question. Now, sometimes we just don't have time, so we just need to give them a question. We create a lesson plan and say, this is the question you're going to do. That's fine too. But remember, we're creating critical thinkers, innovators, collaborators, and communicators. And so helping the students communicate a position on something involves them helping come up with the question. So then in the middle boxes, there's solution 1. They can write down one solution. Okay, how to reduce stress in Los Angeles? Solution 1 is, I don't know what. We make a law in Los Angeles that you can't work beyond the 2 o'clock hour. After 2 o'clock, everyone must rest. Okay, that's solution 1. Solution 2, we say no more freeways. Everyone must walk. You have to get somewhere. It better be walking distance. It's not a good solution. But solution 3. Solution 3 is we play loudspeakers. We set up loudspeakers with soft, lovely music all over Los Angeles, so that while you're driving or walking, there's a pleasant feeling. Okay, so anyway, you get solutions, and then you do the plus and minuses of each. The plus side is write down why that solution is good. The minus side, write down why it's not good. Do that for each of the solutions, and then choose one of the solutions and write your solution at the bottom. That's what you have the students do. Okay, so let's look at a little example. Here's a problem. The problem is, how do you work with someone in your group that is too talkative? So let's fill out all the boxes together. The first box at the top is solution number 1. One option is you endure their talkativeness. The plus of this, well, we'll start with the negative. So we'll start with the right and we'll go to the left. The negative is others in your group won't contribute. The positive is, well, they won't get offended if I endure their talkativeness. Okay, let's go to solution 2. Now, how technology is embedded in this is your students may need to do some keyboarding, may need to do some gathering of information, comprehend information, evaluate information, and so they're utilizing the computer to look at alternatives and to research the plus and minuses of the solution. Okay, the second solution of how to deal with someone in your group that's too talkative is ask them to be quiet. Well, what's the minus of that? Minus is they might get offended. The positive is others will have a chance to speak. Okay, solution number 3 is set up a 2-minute talking rule. The minus is 2 minutes may not be enough time for everybody to talk, but the plus is others will have a chance to speak. Okay, and then you write what solution you would choose in the bottom. I would choose solution 3 because it does not offend people and it gives everyone in the group a chance to speak. So then when they present this to an audience, they start out at the top and they don't say their position yet until they get to the bottom statement. And they allow the audience to walk the journey with them to the bottom statement. It's a powerful way to not only state your position, but sometimes you as a speaker aren't totally sure of your position, but you can get others to have ideas. And this option of solution 1, solution 2, solution 3 gets people thinking in terms of options. I mean, how many times when you were a kid you went up to your parent and you said to yourself, your parent, you know, Mom, could I have some ice cream? And she goes, no. Wouldn't it be more effective if when you were young you had the decision tree and you went up to your mom and you said, Mom, I can do one of 3 things. I can sit here and be bored. That's good because I'm not in your hair. That's bad because by the time I'm 20, I'm just going to be still living in your house bored. Okay. Option number 2 is I'd like to go outside. Option number 3 is I'd like some ice cream. Are there any of these options you'd prefer? I personally would like to have some ice cream. You know, your question is much easier for your mom to actually say yes because you went through that process. Anyway, this is an example. That's the end of this lesson. I hope you enjoyed it, and you'll be reading a little bit about this, and then you yourself will go through a little bit of a process. Thank you.